Hey, breadheads and breadcrumbs. It's me, Ahmed Al-kadri, comedian, podcaster, content creator, family man, and much more. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. It's free. But if you want other ways to support me, please subscribe to the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/MondayFundayPodcast, and you could get early access to the episodes. You could also get bonus features. There's 4 different tiers. There's a $3 tier, a $5 tier, a $10 tier, and a $20 tier. Each and every single one of them has so much to offer. Shout out to the 2 patrons I already have, which is Amy Smith and Andy Haig. Thank you guys so much for supporting the community. It means the world to me. It really does. Also, I have merch. I'm wearing one of the colors for the Ahmed Loves Bread shirt. This is pink. I also have space gray and sand, and they look good. I mean, this is a large, and look how buff I look, you know? You look great in it. So, and it's only $30 online. So these are ways to not just be a breadhead or a breadcrumb, but be a purebred as well. Anyways, I have talked enough already. On to the episode. Welcome to another episode of Monday Funday Podcast. I'm your host, Ahmed Al-kadri, and if you could speak Arabic, Ahmed Al-kadri. Guys, as you can see, we are dripped up. I'm dripped up in the Demon Slayer core. We're talking anime, and what better guest do we have today than the one and only Rey? How do I say your last name?
Cabato.
Rey Cabato.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Of course, the breadhead and breadcrumbs love our Filipino guests. We Andrew Orolfo is a regular on this pod. Dude. We love him. We love him dearly. But yeah, what was I gonna say? And every time we have Filipinos, you guys always come with just the best hospitality. You know, Andrew always brings food. You're bringing anime.
Yeah. he's all like, "Where's the food at, dog?" I thought I was gonna get some adobo in this piece. Yeah, I see you.
We had like umame bread or something like that. That purple-ish. Ube. Sorry.
No, you good.
Okay, before I begin this episode, I just want to give a huge shout out to Andy, Amy, and our new Patreon member, Sam. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to the Patreon, guys. Definitely want to subscribe. We release the episodes early on there. We do exclusive content on there and much more. Who knows? You know, tell you what, if I hit 10 Patreon subscribers, I will take my shirt off.
Ooh. OnlyFans when, dog? Let's get this. Get that bread, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, let's get to it. We got to start off. I know we're about to talk some anime, but we got to do what we always do on this pod. Yeah. Rey Cabato, what's a good piece of advice you were given? Who told it to you? And where were you in your life when you were given that piece of advice?
One of the most influential pieces of advice I got came from Mike Eshak.
Mike Eshak is a regular on this pod. Get a little bit closer to the mic, but
like one of the your Yemeni brothers.
Yes, that's right.
What was it? I was at the flashback when I was still on Melrose, and we were doing an open mic, and then he asked me what my goal was when it came to stand up. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get this 5 minutes down and be an opener for somebody. And then he looked at me and said, "Hey, if someone gives you more time, take it. Take it, even if you're not ready. Yeah. Nothing prepares you for getting more time. And if you're offered it, take it." Mm-hmm. And then I heard that. I was like, okay, when am I ever gonna get more time?
Right.
Then I won Anime Expo 2022.
Yes, you did.
And these anime conventions were like, "Hey, you won that competition. You could do an hour, right?"
And of like anime comedy too.
Yeah, for anime. And I'm like, let me bring some friends.
Yeah.
So what was it? It was one of those things where like that advice like really resonated in my head. And then I started like building up to, because the first time I attempted an hour, 17 minutes in, freaking like I pulled the ripcord and I'm all like, "What do you do for work? Where are you from?" Like I was just BSing the rest of the time. It was so bad. But then was it trial by fire?
Yeah.
You start saying like, okay, I have more things to say.
Correct.
I'm only at the tip of the iceberg of what I want to say. Mm-hmm. And then over the time I got more comfortable, and it's like I'm feeling that.
Are you doing hours now?
Hours more like I think the best I've ever done consistently is like 45 minutes.
That's good. Well, that's normal.
Yeah.
45 minutes of straight material.
Yeah,
right?
straight material.
That's normal now, because especially nowadays in the comedy industry, the attention spans are smaller.
Yeah.
Like even my special itself, like it's 45 minutes long, even though I had like that night I did about an hour of material, but I cut it up, because I'm just to try to get, I should honestly, in hindsight, should have cut it up more, but I just put it out there, and then mainly it's the clips that get me the attention. But that is good that you're always right. And you're more like comfortable when you do that hour, you're more like in the zone. Does that make sense? Where you're like, how often do you do hours now?
Like probably like once every 2 months, really.
Okay.
Like, and it's one of those things where because like I used to divorce the difference between like doing convention material, like talking about Naruto, Bleach, all these different animes, and then like normal room material. Because pragmatically speaking, I am very comfortable with like 15 minutes of normal material.
Really?
And then like if I'm at a convention, I have like a whole treasure trove of jokes.
Of course, because of course they get it. When you do your normal room material or just like like you said, it's only like 15 minutes. You could, I mean, this is my, I guess like my suggestion, but it would be a little bit tougher to do, but it's to try to combine the anime world with the normal world.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what I've been doing with the Muslim world, the Yemeni world, as well as, honestly, lately I've been talking about raving. So even if you don't rave or go to EDM concerts, you could still get what I'm trying to talk about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is but that is your new challenge of like, okay, how do I connect anime, these characters? But you'd have to like instead of just, you'd have to like, honestly, it might add some more material where you'd just break down each
like it's
joke, like explaining.
Exactly. It's like because I feel that when it comes to all of it, like I used to divorce the two materials. Now lately I've been melding them, but at the same token, it's like I pick and choose my battles, right? Like it's like I'm not gonna talk about Bakugo's mom to a normal crowd, but then like was it people know Pokemon? Yeah. And like, was it where I go like I could do the I'm 34 years old. I'm not old, but I know when I'm old when like Pikachu becomes a mascot for life insurance. That's funny. Yeah, that's a common reference. So I could break that out. I used to be very self-conscious about that. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do normie things, but then
I have this new bit, and there's one where I reference Dragon Ball Z, and even then there's some people who just don't get what I'm saying. So I go like I'm doing tags, and then that's one of the references is tag, and I go before I say it, I go, I mean, this is such a niche tag, but whatever. I go, it's as if I was like, I had the same face as if Vegeta saw Goku turn Super Saiyan for the first time. And there's always just a sporadic of like couple people laughing.
Exactly.
And those are the people I like connect with. I'm like, we'll talk after the show. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think like the reason why I bring that up is kind of like you've seen my Ramadan joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you don't know anything about Ramadan, but it's like I break it down up until to the end where it gets so niche, people get it because it took a while to like break down what fasting is, comparing it to the other religions. I do hope people know more about Demon Slayer. It is my favorite anime right now.
That's why it's like it's because like Demon Slayer is like the top grossing anime of all time. Like it's crazy. Like when I say that, like it broke all the Ghibli movie like records with
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah,
really.
It broke every freaking record when it came to Mugen Train. So like it's everywhere. What got you into Demon Slayer, man?
That's a good question. Okay, to the breadheads and breadcrumbs, just to let them know how I got. Okay, I got it. I was into anime a little bit when I was a kid, but the classics ones, Dragon Ball Z and Digimon, and Pokemon, obviously.
You hear the jab about Digimon, right?
What is it?
Digimon is for the kids that had divorced parents growing up, and like Pokemon was for the kids that had like parents together.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
Yeah, because like no, Digimon was like it was like a deeper story.
Yeah,
and like I dug it, and like when someone said that, I was like, oh yeah, no, my parents were divorced. Was that the reason why I liked it so much?
That's funny. Well, Pokemon is a lot more universal. And then I used to watch this anime, but it was an Arabic dub called Captain Majid.
Really?
I don't know the actual Japanese name for it, but it was just this Arabic dubbed anime called Captain Majid. And me and my brothers, my cousins loved watching that.
What kind of anime was it? Like
it was a soccer anime.
Oh, so like Captain Tsubasa.
Yeah, maybe is it an old one?
Because like Captain Tsubasa was airing on in Turkish TV.
Yeah,
and like what was it?
What's it called?
Captain Tsubasa.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, Captain Tsubasa.
So
okay, so that was the anime. It was the Arabic dub was Captain Majid.
Because like the crazy thing about anime and during those times, American cartoons were so expensive, like Scooby Doo, all that, importing it. But Japanese cartoons, Japanese anime, super cheap. So this is the reason why like Captain Tsubasa was like licensed everywhere. Like Hassan talked about it being aired in Turkey. Dragon Ball Z, Saint Seiya, all those were licensed in Mexico in the 80s. That's why Mexicans love Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah.
I poke fun of it, but then like there's one person go like, yeah, the government made naming your kid Goku illegal, and I'm like, I hope that's true. I pray that's cool, but yeah, I guess
there's one fact, I don't know, maybe you could correct me on it, that the reason why Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon became so popular early on, because back then English dubbed anime wasn't very well. They didn't perfect it as it is now.
Yeah.
And back then the only good English dubs was those two.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the English dub, the old Hunter x Hunter?
Oh, dude.
The English dub of that one?
Because like
it's horrible.
Yeah, no, like even in countries that didn't have anime, some of the Indian dubs for anime, it's just one dude.
Really?
It's just one guy. just going off like a Bollywood actor that just got one got a whole series, and he voiced it like a Let's Player.
He wanted all that money.
Yeah,
he wanted all the money to himself. That's funny.
No, there's a lot of mishaps with when it comes to dubbing and all that stuff, because this is such a random sporadic thing. But the Ninja Turtles in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it was like localized in Japan and like China and any Asian country, the people that were voicing it just threw out the script. And then the voice actors just had free reign on saying whatever they wanted. An example of this in America, there was a series called Samurai Pizza Cats, and then they threw out the script, and then the voice actors just ad-libbed. They were talking about Greenpeace and PETA struggles in a cartoon about cats that play samurai and deliver pizzas, and it was my favorite freaking anime. It was my first anime I've ever watched. It was so hysterical. But what was it? Yeah, it's
I gotta check that out. And they basically made it too meta for what it was.
Oh, dude, it was mega meta. Like I watched the dub right now. I watched the first episode dub.
The Japanese dub?
No, the English dub.
Okay.
And they were just going off the top. Like even the theme song's freaking wacky. It was like,
yeah. Oh. Do you still watch? Before I get into how I got back into anime, which is a great story for all you kids out there. No, but what was I gonna say? When you watch anime now, do you watch it subbed or dubbed, or do you not care? I don't really.
I'm gonna put this this
because that's a popular question for everybody.
Because I watch it subbed mainly because of its familiarity for me. My whole thing is that dubs are getting really good.
Yeah,
they're getting so good because people care now.
Yeah,
and like the one thing that I knew growing up as an anime nerd is that if you watched anime, I knew you could read. Now that dubs are so good, I'm like, okay, the illiterate people are coming.
Right.
And that's how you get My Hero Academia fans.
Yeah, that's true. I watched. See, what's funny is like usually like when I first I got back into anime 2021.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was my brother Muhammad. Earlier I first tried to watch Attack on Titan, and then it was after the first episode, which is the best first episode of any anime series ever.
Brutal.
Yeah, brutal. But and then later in the season, it just got too much of a slow burn. Life. And then I started watching One Punch Man. And then One Punch Man got me back into anime, and then I watched right after Mob Psycho 100.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Muhammad, my little brother, is the one that he's like my sensei. I use his Crunchyroll account. Thank you, Muhammad. He ended up setting my whole he ended up paying for the extra to get myself my own profile.
Yeah.
Because I kept screwing with his cues. So he was like, all right, here, you have your own profile now. I was like, thank you, Muhammad.
He's like, why is my algorithm all weird?
Yeah. Well, his algorithm, it was just a lot. He was like, I see you love Haikyuu. I was like, oh yeah. I love it. But no, I got into One Punch Man, which is funny because it's like the anti-anime.
Yeah.
And then I got into Mob Psycho 100, and that solidified oh my god, this is my I don't know. It's funny because I'm a 31-year-old man, and I mean I don't care about age anymore because there's so many. I mean, how old are you? 30.
I'm 34.
34. Yeah, no matter how old you are, anime it's cool. But I like it because. We're both very busy. I'm I do stand up. I'm doing this podcast. I'm traveling. Especially when life just gets crazy. There's nothing better where you just come home and you just turn your brain off and just watch anime.
Yeah.
It's gotten to a point where it's I don't have to sit and really pay attention because the graphics and the animation is just out there. Yeah, the colors are popping.
Yeah.
So and it keeps my attention span on. Despite how tired I am, especially dude, nothing relieves me from stress when I wake up, when I have to wake up at 4 a.m. for a flight.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm going to Europe next week.
Yeah.
Me and Sammy, I already know it's going to be the shows are going to be awesome. Don't get me wrong. But it's dude, we got to go Dublin the next morning, wake up early, fly to Glasgow, finish the show and do the show in Glasgow, spend the night, wake up, take the train to Manchester, take the train to London, take the train to Paris, do each show. So it's show, leave to the next city, show.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, but at the same time, I already know I'm going to burn out. And it's moments like that where I got to do all this traveling. I just need let me just watch anime. It's the only way for me to just get my mind off. Cause usually when I'm tired, then now we're getting into mental health. But when I'm tired or hungry and you're more vulnerable to stress. And that's when I'm more vulnerable to more negative thoughts. Yeah. And then that's when I start doom scrolling on social media.
Oh, dude.
And then I compare myself to other people's careers. And then I sit there, but then I watch Demon Slayer. And I hear Rengoku, my boy, saying, set your heart ablaze.
It's yeah, boy. Because, that Taylor Tomlinson bit about, you fish the things out of your lake before it solidifies at 30. And then it's just there.
You fish the what?
Yeah, you start, in your 20s, you try to fish out all the bad habits you have.
Uh-huh.
And then, because by the time you're 30, it just solidifies and you're just that.
Yeah, that's very smart. Yeah.
She said that in Quarter Life Crisis, and then in my head, I'm anime fan is in that lake. And it's frozen over, and I'm like, it's cool. Because this is a terrible thing to bring up, but what was it? One of my first bits that I ever tried, and I've never attempted again because it's such a rough bit, is that there's being a weeb, right? Or being an anime nerd. For those that don't know, weeaboo means
Yeah, what is weeb? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a non-word. It started on 4chan. It became a word that described white people that love Japanese culture and they swore they were Japanese, and we would make fun of them. And we would call them weeaboo. But then over the time, and this is a mainly millennial phrase, we just started calling each other weebs. Oh, you anime nerd. Because like, and then like, what was it? Because like we were like, oh, we're gonna grow up and like, and not be.
Have you heard of the term Wookiee?
No.
Wookiee is a term for in the EDM world where people's lives like they have a job and everything, but they only use their money on music festivals. They just go to rave festivals, and you would see them like, you know, like a nice 9-to-5 job, all business casual, and then you see them in the festival just dirted up, just drugged up, effed up. But they're called Wookiees, or Wooks, and that term is from Star Wars.
Oh, okay, yeah,
it's like, oh look, there's a bunch of Wooks, and it's just people who just live their lives at music festivals. Yeah, and
there's a subsection of people that do that for conventions too, which are basically my friends. But I digress. Weeb though it meant being an anime nerd, and then I had a joke saying that like as we grow up we become high functioning weebs. Where what makes you a high functioning weeb is that you're able to hide your power level.
Dude, I think I'm a high functioning weeb because, do you know what's funny? I'll do like meet and greets and stuff after shows, and it's so funny where one time it was like, you know, like the older people, like it would be like fans of mine. Usually my fan base is between 25 and 35, you know, and then sometimes you'll have like the young kid, their little brother, right? And he's just like, whatever, like his head is down. It's just like, yeah, you were funny. Like it was just like a little bit attitude, like my siblings are a fan of you, not me kind of energy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I noticed that like I saw this kid, he was wearing a Jujutsu Kaisen shirt.
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit, JJK, bro, did you finish the series? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, the kid lit up. And then later he wanted to take a picture with me. And then like I became friends with the kid more than the two. But they were happy because like they were like, oh wait, like we never seen our little brother so happy.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen, and we were talking about Satoru Geto and all the other stories. This was right after Jujutsu Kaisen 0 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Such a great show. Dude, the only thing is, something I can't stand with the anime world is, fortunately, like my algorithm on YouTube and on social media, it's not too much anime. Like my algorithm is mainly like stand-up videos, obviously, because of my friends, and comedy videos, sketch, but also like cute dogs and animals. I'm getting better if, like, seriously, maybe it's because we're older men, we're in our 30s. Like if an Instagram model or like a bikini pic pops up on my explore page, I just hold on to the post and just put not interested. Yeah. And it starts hiding like just half naked girls on your Instagram page. It's way better. But anyways, I just couldn't stand, especially with Jujutsu Kaisen, the fucking spoilers. I can't stand spoilers. Like if I had like my top pet peeves, my biggest pet peeve, number 1 is spoilers. Number 2, Istanbul taxi drivers. Number 3, gym membership salesmen. Yeah. Like I do not like spoilers. Please don't tell me, you know? And then especially when I got into Jujutsu Kaisen, I saw that big spoiler that I don't want to bring up. Yeah. And I got so mad. I just read the whole manga series.
Because like
I read the whole series on manga. You know, on manga. Did I say that right? I read it on manga, whatever. And I'm caught up.
No, because like when it comes to like anime fans in general, and like I think people in fandom in general, is that they love expressing their love for the thing, and like they want to see, there's people that like love it and like respect other people, and there's people that love it and they just want to mess up the world for everybody.
Right. And it's annoying.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where as a seasoned anime fan, I can't believe I said that phrase.
As a seasoned anime fan, I wish you had glasses. Just push it up.
Push it up. It's unavoidable. And I feel that that's why I avoid, like, other than like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, like I tend to avoid like the super popular ones because I don't like the spoilers really. Yeah. Like, so like whenever I look for anime to watch, I legitimately just go like, okay, what's something that I enjoy that no one's watching, that I could have like as like my own like diamond in the rough, like deep cut suggestion I could give to people. Like what was it? Do you like Tarantino films at all?
Oh, of course, yeah.
So one suggestion I have for you is this anime called Odd Taxi.
You are the third person to bring Odd Taxi up, but I can't. It's not on Crunchyroll.
It is.
Odd Taxi's on Crunchyroll now.
Odd Taxi's on Crunchyroll.
Okay, when I was first introduced to Odd Taxi, I wanted to look it up. I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll. Let me add it to my watch list. By the way, I have a list of animes that I want to bring up to you.
Yeah.
Like Full Metal Alchemist, can't get into it. I couldn't I've never finished it.
Like when it comes to because
Brotherhood.
Yeah, because the main thing is that when it comes to Brotherhood, the first 7 episodes are super slow.
No, I'm on like episode 6. I'm on like the Ice Queen episode, and I'm like, it's not. Oh, Odd Taxi, I found it. Okay, I add to watch list.
Dude, like, what was it?
I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll before, so I'm glad they just added it.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like legitimately one of the coolest. Like, it's genuinely Japanese dialogue. It's very Tarantino-esque. What is it? Have you ever seen Beastars before?
Mm-mm.
So it is animals.
Okay,
I'll tell you that.
No, I've heard about Odd Taxi. I just heard the ending, or like the ending of the first season is like perfectly written.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like I've heard nothing but good things about Odd Taxi. I think I could download it, but I'll watch it during my Europe tour.
Yeah. Because it's super fun, and it's one of those things where like, what is it? Have you ever heard of gacha games? Gacha games. Yeah, like this is the Genshin Impacts. These are the games that like you would need to spend money to do a 10 pull, and then like you get like the most rare things.
Yeah.
And like there's a thing called whaling in this culture, where I have friends that spend $5,000 a month, like being the best player of this gacha game, and it's one of those things where they are software engineers, they have well-paying jobs, but they still live in a shitty apartment, eating top ramen, but then they're spending $5,000 in a fucking gacha game. That's
when it gets a little too much.
Dude, it's the most mind-boggling shit. Like,
it's a little too much.
Because like, don't get me wrong, like, what is it? Whatever makes you happy, and you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But this motherfucker's been living like a gremlin for like the last fucking 12 years.
At that point, he got some other stuff he needs to take care of.
Yeah, dude, no, like for real. But I digress. I don't want to drag them down. But
yeah,
when it comes to that game and then this anime Odd Taxi, it has some of the rawest, most visceral depictions of gacha game addiction.
Okay,
I've ever seen in anime.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'm thank you for showing me this. You've given me some good one. And okay, I know I mentioned my little brother Muhammad has been like a little good senpai when it comes to anime. Shout out to Alex Cave, our mutual friend. Dude. She got me into Jujutsu Kaisen. She got me into Haikyuu, and she just recently got me into Delicious in Dungeon.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen it, but it's one of those things where like I've heard nothing but great things, because like apparently from what the writing is, they've done a lot of research on how to make these creatures like delicious.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, listening from like, that's interesting enough for me to watch.
Yeah. Well, I always have like a list of things that I should be watching. Again, Odd Taxi was on my list. Death Note, I need to watch. I still never finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay. So
I need to finish. I think they should have like a new. I hope they do a reanimation of Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's gonna be a hard ask. That's a really
because they did it for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, but like, all right. So this is my assertion. Because you got into anime in 2021, this is when like anime became more snappy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why Mob Psycho over 100, like One Punch Man, like you watch those first, and like it's one of those things where you expect the those series, Brotherhood and Hunter x Hunter. There's a whole thing about how to say it, Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
But
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me. But it's because they were weekly series releases. They're much slower paced.
Right.
So that's why it's harder for a newer anime fan, someone that got into it in 2021, to get into something that aired in.
Yeah, that's why I can't get into One Piece.
Yeah,
it's too slow for me.
It's a better read than it is a watch.
Yeah. I was thinking about reading the series up until like the time where it gets like quicker, faster pace, because everyone tells me like, dude, everyone who's watched One Piece, it's a cult, man.
Oh,
it's a cult. Dude, they look at you, they're like, you must watch it. Oda knows all.
Oh yeah, dude. No, like what One Piece fans, they are dedicated. They are good. They're good dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like but then at the same time, people trying to get into it, like unless you have a lot of free time or like rock solid dedication. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hard ask.
Well, okay, so we're 30 minutes in. We gotta talk to we gotta let the breadheads and breadcrumbs know, because there's a lot of them that watch anime, but there's a lot of them that don't. You know. So a couple things is, one, guys, the anime y'all need to watch is Demon Slayer. We're not gonna spoil it because we just talked about how we don't like spoilers, but it's really good. Let's just say I heard, okay, the last season was honestly what the ending, the last episode of the last season was my favorite episode ever.
Really?
Oh, dude, when the Stone Hashira came out, that moment, and then at the end, like right before credits roll, like my favorite is when the credits roll and your head, and you put your hand on your head like this, like, what? This is epic. That's how you know. Yeah. It's just like, that's a good ending to a season. Because a lot of the times, not just with anime, like just a lot of other TV shows, like they never perfect the ending. And that ending to that season, and then I read into the manga of Demon Slayer, and the ending for that one's even better. Like, yeah, I could go on and on about Demon, but listen, y'all need to watch it. The reason why. And this explains why you've seen this on my videos. Yeah. You've seen this face. This character's named Rengoku. You'll see why I love him so much. Okay. He's just I never knew I would be fascinated over a TV character. Like I'm legit motivated. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people on TikTok motivated over was it Patrick Bateman, fucking Christian Bale's American Psycho character. But yeah, you were saying?
So let's get a little meta into this. When it comes to Rengoku, right? Like, is there ever a moment on the stand-up comedy stage where you're... Yes. Okay, so what's that moment like, and what do you repeat?
Like, do you feel like with Rengoku? Yeah. Well, for him, it's like standing up for what's right with Rengoku, right? And for me, it's like certain... like, I know it's, again, this is super meta that we're bringing up anime to comedy, but it's also like there's certain jokes where I'm like, I'm too afraid to say it. And then I'm like, no, just go for it.
Set your heart ablaze.
Set your heart ablaze. Well, what's funny was I did a Yemeni convention. It was a Yemeni American Medical Association of North America. I was doing a gig for them. I was doing stand-up for them. And the money was for Palestine. Yeah. And there was one joke that I wrote, and I was just so unsure if I should say it. And then I was like, no, what if they get mad? And I was just afraid. And I swear to God, in my head, I was like, set your heart ablaze. You believe in this joke. You know it's good. Like, say it. I said it, and now it ended up getting an applause break. Basically, the joke, and it was in front of all these Yemenis. That's why I was afraid. But I was just like, basically, the joke was Yemenis. We declared war on Israel, which is crazy because we didn't even finish our own civil war. And I was like, it's a really eat your own veggies type of situation. What was that? And then I didn't say, I just thought, my friend gave me this tag, but I was like, that's as if we're in America and the Civil War was happening. North and South is fighting over slavery. Yeah. And then they just go, wait, hang on. The British is talking shit again. I think we should go do something about this. Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you, like, this joke is incredibly rough, but it's an analogy. So, the joke is that I'm Filipino and I love anime. Yeah, and that's not bad.
It's on point.
But if my grandparents found out, with all the atrocities they went through during World War II, they'd be so disappointed.
You like Japanese culture?
So the joke goes, me being an anime fan is like a Palestinian grandparent finding out their grandkids are big fans of Mahashahu. And it's like, I'll switch it around, but it's like, it's just an analogy, but it's like what is it? It devolves into me going like, and then they become big fans of Israeli animation.
Yeah.
And then like they go to Israeli conventions, they dress up like Mahashahu. They have a mascot called Ham Ham.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, no, like was it?
It's out there.
They would have a mascot called Kosher Kitty, and he would have a best friend named Ham Ham. And if they just draw that, then we'll just forgive them for their atrocities. It's like, it's so left field, and it's like,
hey, set your heart ablaze. Go for it.
No, but it's like, yeah, it's probably the best. Like I don't know, like I empathize with the Palestinian struggle, but I can't really speak on it. But I could talk about an analogy.
Yeah. Well, you got to speak your truth about it, and you know, pro Palestine. You know what? Next time I'm gonna just wear the hafaya for this one. I said hafaya, kafaya. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah, I just have a couple of Filipino questions. I should bring that up with Andrew as well. Oh well, two things. One, he was on the Jubilee video. Check him out. It's what was it? Which one's the not Filipino?
Yeah.
And you guys lost. But hey, I've seen that guy on YouTube.
Dude,
there's just a weird. Well, there's a weird trend. It's just white guys that go to developing countries and they just learn their culture and language. And they're making a living, and they're huge fans. Like there's this one white guy, I think he's in Yemen right now, but he speaks the Yemeni dialect better than me.
Yeah.
Which is not saying much, but yeah, he knows the culture. I wouldn't be surprised if he converted to Islam, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, like he's all in, and he has a huge following.
And I feel like the polyglots, the people that learn all these languages and connect cultures.
Yeah,
I think they're the closest thing to world peace that we have.
Right.
Like, in my book, and like when it comes to Jared, I love his content.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like, all right, honestly, going into that taping, I thought I was gonna be voted out the first round. Do
you know what's funny? That's my anxiety too. If it was like which one is not the Yemeni person, my anxiety is I go there, they go, yeah, this motherfucker is not Yemeni. Just regurgitating all my Instagram comments.
and shout out to the cast that was on that show. But I will say this: I thought I was gonna get voted out first, but midway through taping, I love you, Sean. I love you. I love you, Paul. I love all of you. Midway through taping, I was like, "Fuck, they're as white as me." They are as white as me.
You said that?
Not like in my head.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm lasting." Like, because the messed up thing about it is because like we knew that the mole was gonna be fluent in Tagalog, probably a content creator when it came to it.
Yeah.
So like when my headspace was the first person that spoke Tagalog, I'm voting them out. Like I was like, okay, he's trying to flex on us.
Yeah.
But I felt bad because like the first two people, like Jana and Mark, I loved them to death. They started speaking Tagalog, and we voted them out because they were trying too hard. But in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, we just voted out the two most Filipino people out of this cast, and now I'm looking around going like, oh, we're screwed.
Well, it's a heady game.
Oh yeah, no,
it's definitely a heady game. Yeah.
Because like I'm looking at the YouTube comments going like, they're not Filipino. They're telling me that I'm genetically Filipino, but I'm not really Filipino.
Dude, here's the thing. Like, this is a good topic to talk about because most cultures, but Yemenis and Filipinos similar to that extent where. Yemenis are very, very proud of being Yemenis,
Yeah.
And I'm sure dude, the same comments I get that you've been getting, I get that too, especially even Andrew, where it's like, you're not real Filipino.
Yeah.
And it's like, but here's the thing. They're not in the position to tell anybody else that they're not who they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's one. Number two, I mean, if I wanted to go with if I wanted to fight fire with fire, like I could, if someone goes, you're just not real Yemeni. I'm like, listen, I'm Yemeni American and you're just upset because I have freedom and you don't,
Yeah.
I have a great living and you're just, you're in that little third world country. Like, and that's just me being mean, obviously, but that's obviously just like fighting fire with fire, anger. And that's not what Rengoku's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he's a flame breathing Hashira. Listen, he wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't do that. It's one of those things where like I troll around the comments.
Yeah.
And like I'll just be like, because one guy's like, one comment's like, oh, bring Rey back. He's such a great character. And and then one guy's like, shut it. We know you're his relative. And I'm like underneath him.
Right. That's just here again. That's just normal.
Yeah.
Listen, I had it was just honestly just yesterday, because sometimes I have to look through my DMs every so once in a while because I get, when are you coming to this city or when are you coming to that, and I gotta let them know. And then sometimes you'll just get random DMs. It would be like, you're not, quit pretending to be Yemeni. You're a little FAG boy, something like that. And then literally right after, it would be like another Yemeni guy saying, hey, just want to say, I love you. Keep representing us. You're doing amazing. You got to just focus on what you think is right and try your best.
Oh, dude, yeah. Because it's one of those things where if I'm going to talk about the Filipino American experience,
it's your personal experience. It's Rey's experience.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about what I know about it.
Well, all of it is, at the end of the day, it's this is all from Rey's perspective.
Yeah.
You're Rey. You love anime. You're Filipino. You're 34. This is all Rey.
Yeah.
When people go, the Filipino experience, no, and what's cool about you guys, and I'm hoping Yemenis, we get to that level. Joe Coy did an amazing job. Joe Coy in his element, he brought comedians, he brought dancers, he brought musicians, all that stuff. And that's something that I want to do is I want to be I'm, a Yemeni comedian, but it's hey, there's this Yemeni rapper, Isa Almighty, check him out. There's this Yemeni actor, blah, 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 whoever it is. I don't know who. I mean, obviously we're still going there, but it's we're still getting there. But I want to bring us all together. The people who are just hating, I mean, again, we've all heard this. They're jealous. They're either sociopath. They're dealing something with themselves.
Exactly.
One time this guy responded with, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And I just go, you don't hate me, you hate yourself.
Yeah.
And then he deleted his comment. Sometimes they just want your attention.
Yeah. And they just want to take you down a peg if you're living a good life.
It's because we're Americans, dude.
Yeah. America.
Give me that fist bump.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. In the next 3 minutes, we're gonna do the let's get deep portion.
All right.
But before we do that, what is your top 3 animes? I know it's tough to answer right now. But.
So right now, it's actually my top anime is this anime called Chihayafuru. It's a really great sports anime, but it has a cheesy love story in there. Mm-hmm. I love it. This show that just aired called Girls Brand Cry. And I love it to death because it's the most visceral depiction of music anime. It's 3D anime, but the animations are so expressive. And then number 3 on there, I'm just a big fan of music anime in general. Mm-hmm. So my third favorite anime is this anime called Back Mongolian Chop Squad, and it aired in the late 2000s. It got me and my friends into music, and that's why I became a drummer. So those are my top 3.
Nice. Great answers. Say my top 3, since everybody asked. Number 1. Oh, man. Yeah, this is tough right now. Okay, I'd say number 1 right now would be Demon Slayer for sure. Number 2 would be Haikyuu.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's crazy? My Hero Academia was up there for a long time, but not anymore. But it's Demon Slayer, Haikyuu, and number 3, Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I could rewatch episodes of that, especially the Phantom Spider arc.
Have you seen the new season of Boku no Hero or My Hero?
Yeah, I've been watching the news. I've been up to date. Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those things where like it does have its moments, but then I feel there's more meandering than there is like resolution.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, but I digress.
Yeah, I've been waiting to like really like for it to pick up a lot, and it will in a little bit. All right. Now it is time for the Let's Get Deep portion. Let's get deep. This is a Patreon only. This is a Patreon only. So if you're not a Patreon member, subscribe to the Patreon to watch it. Dude, this was a great episode.
Appreciate that.
I'm glad you reached out to me. But like, yo, let's just talk anime.
Yeah, let's talk about
it. Dude, yeah. Share it with your fans. I think they will like this episode a lot. Yeah. This was fun. Good clip moments. Tell the audience what they would like to know before you get out of here. How would they follow you?
So, on Instagram, I go by Remcreate, REMCREATE. On TikTok, Remcreate Comedy. I joke about anime, joke about being Filipino, and above all else, like
you joke about being Rey.
I joke about being me.
I love that. Well, you could always follow me at Ahmed Loves Bread. I'm by the time this releases, I'm probably in Europe. So check out my Midwest tours, my Midwest, East Coast, Canada, and like mountain regions like Irvine, Las Vegas, maybe Salt Lake City. We're working on that. Denver, all those other shows, San Diego, Phoenix. So yeah, definitely come through. Thank you guys so much, and have a happy Monday.